We see the pre-bans coming in there already, say. We've got the dark vanilla pudding.
Pure vanilla
Pure
cookie
vanilla.
thingy. It's called Eleni, I think. And on the other side, we have a Wedget being banned, but we have a Verdehile being first pick. And like I mentioned before, NICERSMICER sometimes plays a little bit of a different game, and that might really throw off the opponent. In this case, in most cases, like first and second pick, you're pretty fast locking in. But Vicious was looking at this Verdehile first pick. Do I even want to cigar into that? Because that's my comfortable pick. Still locking in that cigar. For NICERSMICER, I can't predict his picks. These picks are all over the place, so I'm just very curious to see. Is it going to be a Bruiser style? Could it be a Swift Vert? There's just so many things that he could play around with those kind of units. Is still taking his time for the picks of these units, whereas I would say the enemy opponent picks are very common, but let's see what he locks in.
This could be crazy. Let's see what he's going for. So we're seeing a Moore and we're seeing a Valantis. We know how dangerous his Valantis can be from previous European League earlier this year. And Vicious coming back in there with then the Haygang and the Village, say. It's the meta comp on the side of Vicious right now.
Yeah, it's absolutely the meta comp on the side of Vicious, but NICERSMICER has probably a lot of experience playing against this kind of comps as well, whereas Vicious might not have that much experience against playing a first pick Vert. So let's see what NICERSMICER likes to lock in for the last few picks. However, he doesn't seem super confident in locking things in very fast. Let's go for Sonya right now. And what is your final pick? A Fire Monk.
Yeah, so he's bringing out some more damage potential there on the side of NICERSMICER in that 4th and 5th pick. Does it signal already that Swift Verd potentially to try and help along the way? And we're seeing a Shan come out on the side of Vicious.
Yeah, Shan is very strong against his units. It's not going to do too well into the Fire Monkey, but if you simply ban the Fire Monkey and your Chandra isn't banned, I don't really see a Sonya really killing anything if there is a speed lead on the enemy side. So let's see what happens with the bans.
Yeah, the mind games are coming in right now. I mean, Vicious's mind is probably all over the spot, seeing that Verd in the first pick right there. Wasn't expecting it, I guess, from the homework that he'd done. We're seeing the Sonya band, and we are seeing the Chandra. That speed lead has been taken out. Defense lead on the side of Vicious. Speed lead with NICERSMICER. It's our Europe preliminary quarterfinals. Match 3, set 1 between Vicious and NICERSMICER. Who can take the initial upper hand in this match? Say, Verd is on Swift.
Verd is on Swift, and it is even Will, so very interesting style over there. Let's see, how much can this Moore do? Does manage to get a Despair stun, but it was not enough for the Haygang to kick in. But we still have Shan not being stunned. It does have Clancy, but Shan doesn't care that much about Clancy because he can simply go for the skill 3. And if he is fast, then the enemy would still crit.
Yep, and right now Verdehile is going to be able to cleanse everything there on the side of Vicious. He wasn't able to tumble the damage in from NICERSMICER yet.
Ooh, decides to go for a Fire Monkey kill right away. It is understandable, but if you were to kill the Verd, you do know that it's not on Revenge, because it was very fast and it was on Will. But in this case, that Fire Monkey is just doing a lot of work on those additional turns. And on the side of NICERSMICER, everything is still looking very lively.
It is, and he's taken out the damage now from that Shan. Can he look to apply defense breaks onto that Monkey and get his damage off the field quickly?
Can provide quite some damage, but the big issue is Verdehile. Verdehile's just going to be taking so many turns, and therefore the Monkey is going to be taking so many turns.
Yeah, the more turns he takes, the more he can potentially cycle, getting into that self-sustained healing from the skill 2 as well, say.
Yeah, let's see, is this enough push-up for the Monkey to get a turn? Yes, get rid of the armor break. Once again, doing a good amount of damage. And armor break is gone. It's still a turn away to get that armor break back up. And Monkey's still looking very lively. And Vicious decides, this is so much of an uphill battle. I do not want to fight this one. I'm going to take my chances in the next one.
Yeah, changing it up then, NICERSMICER. We were saying usually a turn 2, but when he does go for that turn 1, surprising there with the Verd. Are we going to see another pre-ban on a Verdehile? We've already seen it so far today, say. What do you think?
I think it was that much of a surprise that it worked out very well. I also did mention it during the player profile. Sometimes he suddenly takes turn 1, which no one expects, and then it worked out very well. I'm liking the style of NICERSMICER, how he got into that match. So in this case, we have a Haygang ban, and we have a Water Rio, also known as the Moore, being banned with the first pick to Vicious. Is he still going to go for a Cigar, Veladjul, Chandra kind of style, or is he going to go for any of his other play styles?
Yeah, let's see if he decides to change things up. We know he has a Wedget available as well, say. Another speed leap potentially instead of taking anything else. We haven't seen Twin Angels yet from either of these guys either. So what do you think they've prepared specifically for this? He's got to know that that Verd potentially could be coming, so picking that Wedget.
Yeah, picking a Wedget is definitely not a bad pick, because in the end you do have the anti-crit, and that makes it even more interesting for a Verdehile to be on the other side. But NICERSMICER is feeling confident that he would maybe outspeed that. That is definitely an option. They have about similar base speed, Verdehile a little bit lower. But interesting to see a Vert coming back once again. Plus, you have to keep in mind, it is also Will, so it's definitely not going to be revenging, unless NICERSMICER does the most NICERSMICER thing out there, have like 4 different kind of Verts ruined up, and picking a different style of Vert every match. But in this case, the one you asked for, the Water Twins Angel, is locked in on the battlefield. Other side, we have that Valantis and Cigar shown up.
Yeah, he's locked in a speed lead then with that Verd. Maybe needs to lock in another one just to secure if he does want to try and take that first turn again with the Verdehile, because Wedgeout will bring his own speed lead in to the match. So we're seeing part of the combo coming out then on the side of Vicious. That Valantis, the Cigar. Does he need some more damage from somewhere?
Yeah, NICERSMICER definitely needs damage, and Coco is a formidable damage dealer, actually, and curious to see if it makes it into the field, because in most cases, with that armor break setup, you do want to add in damage. And Jackson, unit we don't see all too much, but that really explains the Verdehile as well, because Jackson provides extra boost up if any of the units do a boost up. That combination is very strong.
Yep, it is going to be very strong. And now Vicious has to work around it. So we saw Shan in the last pick in that last match, but I don't think it potentially fits. Are we seeing a Chow again?
Are we seeing Chow? I'm not too sure what the... I do like the Miles. I'm not liking the Chow. I've said it before, I'm not liking the Chow, but in this matchup, I think the Coco could just one-shot a Chow at some point. Sure, the other 3 units maybe have some struggle against Chow. It will be difficult to kill, but I think they could make it work, because in the end, Miles has an extra chance to, or like a higher chance to stun on that skill too, but so does Jackson. So very curious to see what NICERSMICER will lock in as probably a bruiser unit for the 5th slot. Potentially also some damage. Goes back to the Smicer.
We finally see it. His namesake has been brought into the draft there, say the sustain, the bombs that can be going out at the moment. Who are you liking to ban?
I would say that, well, we have pretty fast bans, and we're actually banning out the speed units, both sides. Yeah,
we've respected that Verdehile, taking out defense lead and speed lead for both of these guys. We're going into our match 3, set 2 between Vicious and NICERSMICER. Can NICERSMICER look to extend his lead against Vicious right now? Can you get a stun if you're Miles, say?
Yeah, Miles does not get the stun on the most crucial target, but on the other side, that Jackson is being pretty fast too. You can go for a stun, does also not provide the stun, but also not even the strip. So you have to go for a second try to get the strip in. But big question right now, who of the 2 units is going to be faster, that Cigar or that Valantis? Because you have to strip the one that Smicer can then push back. So we're still not 100% sure about that. We do get this skill in, which can do a lot of damage. No, the Valantis was actually fast, so therefore no silence on it, but you can provide the bomb right now. But providing the bomb is not going to do all too much, because there is that skill 3 from that Valantis coming in later.
Yeah, he's got the immunity for 3 turns now, right now. Obviously, Cigar can look to do AoE. He's going to get hit back by that Coco if it goes. But he gets an additional... Can he get a defense break somewhere for a Chow damage?
Yeah, he might go for the defense break. Yep, that's a good setup right now for a Chow. Chow, 22k. That's a lot more damage than we have seen the Chow doing on the other side before. Miles always chipping in a good amount of damage, but we still have some Smicer things going on.
Yeah, can he look to get a defense break onto that Jackson then and take it out with an exit? Does land it and gets the additional turn to help out. Is it enough already? Yes.
It is enough to make that kill, but we're still having a Coco on the field. But on the other side, we have that Miles. Miles getting in the stun, and it's just slowly chipping away. Chow taking additional turn is doing a lot more work than we have seen Chow doing in the previous matches.
Yeah, Chow coming in to answer your questions, say, about him at the moment in this matchup. Let's find out if he can continue it and look to take out that Coco before Smicer can get online.
Yeah, let's see if the Smicer can get online. We have Coco being armor broken. It is going to move next. It is probably cooldown increase, but it's too far away from that skill 3. In most matches, you're really looking forward to killing something, or you take the additional turn to get your skills back. Interesting fact right now, if you would hit it right now, it does get attack bar, so do you actually want to hit it or not?
Yeah, that is what he's deciding. He's going in for those Twin Angels instead then at the moment, and Chow, still with that skill 1, we're going to provide him more damage into those Twin Angels and take them off the field.
And that is a super crucial silence at that moment. That silence prohibits the Valantis from doing its skills. And Coco's going to be looking at full stacks hitting something. Could it even be taking down the Chow? Is it going to be provoked right now? It is provoked, so it once again will be hitting the Cigar, which you don't want to hit in this position.
No, because you're wasting 7.2k hits coming in there, say.
Yeah, that is just so much damage. If you had the chance to do that damage on the Chow, I think Chow, even if the Chow is very tanky on a lot of HP, this Chow has been showing a lot of damage doing that even without the armor break. I think the Chow could have been taken out, but in this case, Chow is the victory, and that victory goes to Vicious.
There you go, say. Chow has come back to tell you, I'm here to stay in the SWC 2024 Europe prelims. He came clutch there for Vicious. Smicer didn't do so nicely there for NICERSMICER in that matchup, say. But do you think we're going to revert back to something similar from set 1 in this next set?
Well, that's the thing. If you have some kind of pocket pick and it works out very well in that first round, you know it's going to work out. But in this case, it's even banned. And that's the thing, like, the moment you have a best of 5, there's a lot more back and forth, and you have to go for multiple kind of traps to trap your enemy multiple times rather than, okay, this worked in round 1, but then the player adapted in round 2. Plus, it is gone right now, so that's a very good set from that Verdehile probably being gone. And let's see what NICERSMICER likes to pick up for those first few units. Does he maybe also go towards, like, the typical units, the Valantis? No, actually not.
Taking that speed lead in, and that allows Vicious to kind of put together the triangle that usually are together, but NICERSMICER has stolen one of them there, say.
Yeah, it's very recommended to steal at least one of them, and it's also something I highly recommend on ladder. If the other one already has 2, at least pick that third one, because otherwise you're just fighting a very uphill battle fighting against those 3 units. We do see a Xingzi, which is the Wind Monkey. We don't see him all too much, but against those kind of units, it might work pretty well. On the other side, we do see a Bella and a Eleanor, which is actually a unit that NICERSMICER has been using in the past.
Yeah, you can see the monkeys, seen the AoE hits that could be coming out from a Chandra or a Cigar right there. Bolverk looking to answer back with that Eleanor, getting all of the extra stacks, providing some more healing on the side of NICERSMICER right now. Who's he going to look to partner it up with as he's got his final few seconds to lock it in, and it is going to be Jackson.
Yeah, the Jackson makes a lot of sense in this position. You don't have too much boost up itself, at least not that much. There's a little bit of hidden in it. Valantis skill 3, the Xingzi itself also when it's stunned, so there's a little bit of that. We're going back to the Chow, but the big issue is, what is the main damage source of Vicious right now? Is it going to be the Bella or the Chow, and which one can you deal better with?
Yeah, exactly, and you've always got that Bolverk on the side of NICERSMICER to take some easy half HP from the other side if that Unicorn is staying out on the field. Say right now, bans will be coming in soon. Do you have to respect to Chow what he did last set?
You could be, but the Chow is only really good if the Xingzi is off the battlefield. But you also have to be careful with that Bolverk getting all of those stacks in. So very curious to see which one will be banned. We have the Chow being respected and respondingly also that Xingzi.
Yes, we've got the 2 speed leads coming into our Europe preliminary quarterfinals. Match 3, set 3 between Vicious and NICERSMICER. 1 apiece at the moment in this one right now. Let's see if he can extend a lead. Either of these guys, as Bella is going to be taking that first turn. Does she need to strip and push back?
Yeah, she needs to strip and push back, but it's going to be a little bit difficult. Does not manage to land everything. NICERSMICER knowing, I wouldn't be surprised if that Valantis is 100 resistance. That's definitely something that NICERSMICER likes to pick up with. But you can still go for a skill 1 strip over here. Once again, probably a 100 resistance unit. Doesn't manage to land it, but the Scar, most likely full on accuracy, does actually land its skill. But then we have the Bolverk, can provide all of the healing back. However, Bella does have an interesting kit where it also destroys HP, so that cares a little bit less about healing.
Exactly, and if you transform now, you are going to be giving Bolverk more stacks. He only gets 1 from that counter at the moment. Bella, can you start applying more damage and getting rid of that Valantis soon?
Ooh, that is just simply doing so much damage to the Valantis. Also now providing that slow. Valantis is not going to be taking any proper turns anytime soon. But also a stun added on top of that. We had a provoke on that Bolverk, so also not doing too much. And this draft doesn't really seem working out for NICERSMICER.
Yep, right now he's on an uphill battle as his his immunity is gone from the side of the field. And obviously not transforming with that Eleanor means that Bolverk is not getting any stacks anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not getting any stacks, plus it's just so hard to kill this Bella. We have seen this Bella do an insane amount of damage, and in the end, the light pony doesn't really have to do anything in the match. It's just kind of field filling. She can always switch at a given moment when it feels fitting, but until then, we just simply work with the other 3 units, and the other 3 units are meta for a reason. They just do so much damage, they protect each other so well, they control the enemy team, and then Bella's just simply in there for a lot of damage.
Yeah, getting another provoke for 2 turns onto that Maw right now, and he can't get online to do any of his skill 2 to try and strip and do some damage.
Yeah, that's also the thing with the Bolverk. If Bolverk is 5 stacks, it does do a lot of damage because it's the full on 50% from the current HP. But if there's any lower stacks than 5, it's going to be, then it's going to be from current HP, whereas normally it is all the way from max. So there's just not too much damage going on if you do 30% from max or from the current HP. So many currents and max and everything together. But in the end, Bella's just working so well. If Bella's online, Bella's gonna need protection. There's just not much going on for Vicious where he can lose the Bella.
Exactly. He's getting so many stuns coming out from the side of Vicious now. Now he's controlling the match. We saw a seal pop off earlier there, say, from the Jackson, but I don't think it's going to be meaning too much as Vicious confirms a 2-1 lead in this preliminary quarterfinals. Vicious managing to spin things around then, taking the upper hand on this one. Does NICERSMICER need to revert back to what he was trying to do in that first set with something of a surprise pick?
Yeah, but the thing is, the surprise pick third is no longer going to be surprise pick third, and that is the big issue. It worked once, but then you still have to win 2 other matches to make it work. Sure, the third is going to be in play right now, or potentially in play because it's not pre-banned, but would it work again? Because Vicious does show that he knows what is coming.
Yeah, exactly. He knows, he's now ready, he's seen the kind of surprising part of the package. Let's see if he's going to be locking in a Chandra as we have Moore and Cigar out for the pre-bans in this potentially deciding set for both of them. We're seeing the Wedge Jack come back out. Oh, straight away, a quick response with that Verdehile again.
Yeah, once again going back to the third, but the Moore that was mostly picked by NICERSMICER for the speed lead. It is currently pre-banned, so he can't go for that. Does he like to go for a different kind of speed lead? Because a third that is on Swift is most likely going to get outsped by a whole bunch of things if you don't pair it with a speed lead.
He's got the Eleanor coming in then. We know it's a high base speed unit. Don't think it has the speed lead though, say.
No, it doesn't have a speed lead, but it's actually, the LNE is a very slow unit. I think it's just 96 or something like that, so he definitely has to be picking up speed kind of leads units in the 3, 4, or maybe the 5 slot.
Let's find out. We've got Heigang and we've got a Veladril coming back out on the side of Vicious. It's been working very well. Last time, 4th and 5th, he piled some damage into there. How does NICERSMICER look to respond with this Tomoe? That is the speed lead.
That is a speed lead, and also potential spreading of the Oblivion that the LNE also provides. But it is curious to see how you're going to be landing all of that into a Heigang and a Veladril that's already on the field, plus not seeing the last 2 units yet. And a very interesting pick over there as well with that Changpeng. You don't see that all too much because in current meta you also have the Fire Pure Vanilla Cookie, which is Lucia, and that's just a very strong unit into that. But we're seeing a Sekhmet. Yeah,
high base speed and partnering it up with another speed lead. Again, we've got a lot of the core current meta at the moment coming out there with the Chandra and the Sekhmet. How does NICERSMICER need to respond?
I think there's a lot of options to this because in the end, Vicious is showing a decent amount of control, but also not an insane amount of control, but also not too much damage. So the Wedget plus Veladril combination can provide quite some damage because the Wedget does have a defense buff plus a defense break from that Veladril. So you might be looking at removing one of those 2 units. Ooh. But actually decides to go for an Abelio. So the Abelio does probably signal more into a ban on that Sekhmet.
Yeah, we've got it. Sekhmet banned out as well as the Verdehile. Again, respecting how much it was able to do in that first set for us. So we've got speed leads on both of these guys going into our set 4 potentially deciding set between Vicious and NICERSMICER. Currently 2-1. Can another Frenchman manage to make his way through to those semi-finals, or will NICERSMICER have something to answer about that? As Wedget has that skill, can you get strips here and some stuns maybe?
Does get one crucial stun over there, but let's see what NICERSMICER can do. I think this match is definitely going to be taking a little bit longer because there's a lot of sustain on both sides and there's not all too much damage on both sides neither. So do get the strips out there, but even this strip right now, it will apply a slow, and for that reason, the Heigang would apply that too. Also the Oblivion, the only one that you actually want to Oblivion was not stripped in that position.
Yeah, and he didn't manage to Oblivion either, the Heigang there right now, so he's going to be able to start turn cycling, and let's see how much damage he can start to plow in. Maybe continuing into that Tomoe.
Yeah, I do think that Tomoe, it looks like the most squishy unit on the field, actually does go for an Abelio, or just trying to stun the Abelio. Yeah, it seems like stunning the Abelio, but I think it's kind of testing the waters back and forth because I don't expect him to go for a full Abelio kill right away. But you do want to try to chip in the damage on that Tomoe, and it is... Oh, that is actually a lot more damage, and the Abelio was popped right now on the passive. Can you push it back? Can push it back, but didn't take a turn, and that Veladril also not enough damage, even though that defense break plus defense buff.
Yeah, exactly. He was obviously trying to get rid of that Tomoe without providing the heal from the Abelio. With no immunity on the side, he can look to do some resets right now. Will be getting a revenge hit from the... No. Stunned.
Yeah, there was quite some revenge or some pushbacks. However, he was glanced, so fully glanced does mean that you can't actually push back that Veladril, which is the wrong element. So Veladril will still have all of the skills up. Has a potential to spread the stuns right now, which I definitely do think is the right choice.
Yep, it's going to be taking a bit longer. Can look to strip. No, just getting that first hit in.
You don't want to strip at that position because the strip also does have that slow. In that case, everything would be removed once again. So you do want to wait it for a time that you have nothing to actually strip because the hay gang is still on that field.
Exactly. Now, though, he has the opportunity with nothing on the side of there. Can he apply them? Resisted.
Resisted a whole bunch of the slow, so that definitely doesn't help out too much. But stunning that Valantis just early on does help out a lot. Big question right now, can you land this skill? And where do you place it? Do you go in the wedge up? Because that's been pushing a lot of attack bar.
Yes, he's managed to land it as well. Can look to try and apply some defense breaks right now. Gets it on the wedge at least.
Gets it on the wedget, but in the process still receives a lot of damage on that Tomoe. Who does he go for? Does go for that wedget, manages to stun it, but they're still 2 turns away from spreading it. Does manage to also land it on the Valantis. Does do a good amount of damage on that wedget, taking it out with that Abellio. Abellio in the end is a damage dealer as well. On that skill too, can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is potentially a comeback now. It was looking like Vicious was in the driving seat, but he's managed to turn the tables for NICERSMICER at the moment. Say, it's going to be an uphill battle for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get a stun once again. Does manage to get a stun there once again. And Oblivion is landing. Can go for more slows. And definitely NICERSMICER is looking to sit very well in the drive seat. Has another skill 3. Serious matter. Pushing back everything. Going for a round of rotation of Karma into the skill 3 once again. And Vicious does know that that is a victory towards NICERSMICER.
Yep, he's conceded defeat onto that one there. Say, that was a very different approach from the other matches that we've currently seen in this Europe preliminary. Say, a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical exactly around what the units you're going to be taking out. The opening was potentially there for Vicious on that Tomoe, but Abellio coming through with the passive to get some heals off.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, the moment that the Valantis was on the defense buff and the Tomoe was on the defense break, the skill 1 not being able to take out that Tomoe was a really big changing factor where NICERSMICER could come back into that match.
Exactly. And NICERSMICER right now, we've got the pre-ban coming out of that wedge out. We've got a Verdehile again being pre-banned from the side of Vicious. Doesn't want to have to deal with it in this one. Are we going to see a more again for a speed lead like NICERSMICER did in the previous set?
Yeah, let's see if he wants to go. He has been showing a whole bunch of different kind of style of units that he could play with and he does like to play with. But he does also know that if he goes for the more, he's probably outsped. He did like the Tomoe in the last round, so he just locks it in for a first pick.
Yeah, let's find out the response from Vicious. It is going to be a Chandra and a Cigar. He's been using it the whole day so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been seeing quite a bunch of these units. But then again, NICERSMICER, what do you like to answer into that? Going back to a hay gang, maybe? Because otherwise you do know that the hay gang is most likely on the side of Vicious.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him. Or does he have something crazy again? I think NICERSMICER so far has picked the most different amount of units that we've seen during the draft phase. But now, going for that hay gang and going for his namesake.
Yeah, going for the Smicer right there with that hay gang. I think it is a very well pair with that Tomoe. But on the other side, you might see units right now like a Juno, maybe even a Varamos or a Tetra. Those are super hard counters to anything that you see on the right side of the field right now. So let's see if Vicious wants to lock in those units, or maybe first goes back to the comfortable Bella, maybe a Valantis.
Yep, let's find out. He's got the last second to lock that in. He is going to be instead trying to attack it with an angle of providing immunity and cleansing there. So do you like that?
I do kind of like it. We have seen NICERSMICER try to counter it before with a Bolvric, but I'm mainly liking the Bella. The Eleanor, I'm not too sure about it. On the other side, we're going to see some Robo Gaming. Interesting pick over there together with an Oliver.
Yep, right now he's picked 2 extra wind units. Maybe it suggests a fire unit should be on the table.
Yeah, a fire unit could be on the table, but I think NICERSMICER locking in that fast his 4 and his 5 will signal whatever you pick in the 5th doesn't matter. I'm going to ban it unless it's worse than what is already on the field. So in that position, this segment is most likely going to get banned.
Let's see, it is a good draft if you know that you're going to bang your opponent's last pick saying, yep, whatever you've got on the field already, I can deal with that. You know, I've got my Robo, I've got my Oliver. Let's see if it's going to work. It is 2-2 right now with Robo and Sekhmet being taken out. Speed leads for both of these guys. It's our SWC2024 Europe Preliminary Quarterfinals. It's set 5, 2 apiece for Vicious and NICERSMICER, who will be progressing into that semi-final as Hagang. Can you get your strips and your stuns?
Oh, does not get neither. There's only one glancing landing at this moment. does not manage to land the Tomoe skill as well. There's just so many things not going for NICERSMICER right now, with the Bella taking this match over, and I don't think that the Oliver will move anytime soon.
Yep, and even if he does get a turn, that Unicorn is going to be taking a turn in between with this push-up right now. Yes, and Cigar can even strip and get the cool time in.
Yeah, stripping the cool time in, and then afterwards the pony moves, and then it's just a free reign for the Bella. Bella once again can do so much work. Also, look at the amount of dots that are on the Smicer. Just nearly from the dots, it's just TOA that help, but then single target.
Yeah, exactly right now. He can just look to apply even more damage. Can you get strips done? That's big, though.
That is really big, but I am not really sure if this Smicer is actually going to take a turn, because there's 5 dots to it. It is probably around like 30-ish% HP right now, so it would probably survive with the Sliver of Health. But if you tumble in a little bit more damage, it will die.
Yeah, but do you want to spread it out and maybe go for the provoke on the Oliver? No, he's trying to go for the confirmed kill.
Yeah, I definitely recommend to go for the confirmed kill. This looks a lot more like below 25%, so it will probably die to this. Doesn't die to it, so therefore always confirm those kills.
Exactly, get the health down, because Bella is going to be following up now and can confirm the kill for him as well. Gets that burst cannon, or the additional ones do go on it as well.
Yep, let's confirm the kill over here, but an Oliver into a light pony is just not going to do all too much. NICERSMICER was really betting on working around that first match, and therefore also concedes. He does know that through the light pony he can't get any of those skills in, and that is the victory for Vicious.